Good morning, my friends, and welcome to Enlightened Fitness, where first we'll spend about 10 minutes cultivating the body of a Tantric Sex God, and then today we'll spend close to between 3 and 5 minutes with a guided meditation so we can cultivate both the heart and the mind of a Buddha. Now, some people ask me, can I exercise my way to leanness? The answer is no. Exercise is only about 20 to 30% of the fitness equation. Diet is the majority of weight loss. So here's the simple way. And by the way, guys, any questions you have about fitness and meditation can be answered by the links below this video. What's that? You see, you don't see any links below the video? Easy solution. Turn your attention to the little teeny tiny YouTube icon at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Give that a click or two, and that will take you to YouTube's dedicated page for this video. About an inch below the video, there'll be a button that reads Show More. Give that bad boy a click, and it will reveal a list of links as long as your arm. So, using those links, they'll take you to pages on my website with a bunch of free information. Now, if you want to buy books from Amazon.com, I can hook you up. If you want to buy DVDs from Amazon.com, sure, they'll hook you up. But I'm not going to hold life-saving information hostage. So here's the quick key to weight loss. Number 1, make water your beverage of choice. No one ever forged optimal health by chugging back a liter of soda. Never, never, never. Number 2, switch to a whole food, plant-based diet. 2 omnivorous doctors. One an oncologist, to the best of my understanding, the other a thoracic surgeon, a cardiologist, and they're doing independent research for the majority of their life. They rediscovered or uncovered that they could reverse many types of cancers, and they could reverse atherosclerosis, which also causes stroke and erectile dysfunction, simply by modifying the diet. And there's 2 simple ways they did that. Number 1, they got rid of the animal products. You know, the fowl, the fish, the flesh. And they also got rid of the byproducts like eggs and milk. By doing that and replacing them not with just plant foods, but whole plant foods, people's lives improved dramatically. Cancer was reversed, atherosclerosis was reversed, and weight was shed. People's bodies were able to find their equilibrium and adjust to their ideal body weight, which is fantastic. There's all kinds of wonderful books on the website and wonderful recipe books to help you do that. But I'll just give it, for instance, for me. I'm a disabled guy. I can't spend much time in the kitchen. I'm a poor monk. I have a very meager budget. So I have a crock pot and I cook beans. I soak them in the morning. I cook them before bed, and by the next day, they're good to go. The next morning I add spices and vegetables, and they are delicious. Perhaps I'll start sharing recipes in future postings on Facebook. So, number 1, water beverage of choice. Number 2, whole food, plant-based meals. Now, for people who want even greater leanness, and people want to look like a model, people want to look like James Bond, people want to, look like a world-class bodybuilder. Well, some bodybuilders recommend intermittent fasting, and that sounds harder than it really is. all intermittent fasting is saying, listen, divide your day into two windows, an eating window and a fasting window. And according to intermittent fasting, your eating window should be 11 hours or less, ideally 8 hours or less. And your fasting window should be minimally 13 hours or more, ideally 16 hours or more. So let's break that down. Let's make it simple. If every morning you skipped breakfast and you had a delicious lunch and a snack and a nice dinner, and after dinner you stopped eating until the next day, and then when you had lunch and a snack and dinner again, guess what? That would be intermittent fasting. Now, some people say, well, it's possible that you won't create a caloric deficit. Of course it's possible. However, caloric deficit is the least of the benefits when one cultivates some intermittent fasting. The chief benefits are hormone balancing. There are certain hormones that will only be released, especially the elusive fat-burning hormones, that will only be released when your body feels physiological hunger. When our stomach empties, when our blood sugar goes down a certain level, our body releases certain hormones. If those hormones are released during the morning, we're going to have greater productivity physically and intellectually and creatively. Once again, there's a bunch of free resources on the internet about intermittent fasting. But if you're combining eating 2 meals a day, i.e. breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner, with a whole food plant-based diet while drinking only water, your body's going to take care of itself, and it's actually fairly simple. So that's it. Drink only water, eat 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner, and limit yourself to whole food plant-based meals. You'll be healthier, you'll live longer, you'll live ethically, you'll live ecologically, and you'll become much leaner and much stronger. And then what will you do with that energy besides making love to your partner more often? You'll have the motivation to work out. And a workout, even one as cleverly designed as our 10-minute workout, will give you greater strength and greater resiliency and greater longevity and greater beauty. So, now that I've finished with this morning's flogging, let's get ready to perform our high-intensity body weight interval training, which I like to abbreviate as HIBWIT. Nice thing about going equipment-free or nearly equipment-free is that it's excuse-free or nearly excuse-free. Once again, all the questions you have, especially questions about pulling equipment, are answered in the links below this video. Now, it's super important that we warm up together. This will give us a chance not only to warm up and prevent injury, but also to review various exercise options. I'll only teach 4 exercises a day, but there's different choices in each of those categories, so you can work at your present fitness level. So let's jump right in. Oh! I mentioned 4 exercises every day. The 4 categories are: number 1, legs and lungs; number 2, pressing; number 3, core and cardio; number 4, pulling. So let's start with number 1, legs and lungs. Starting off for complete beginners, we're going to do a squat, touching our tush to the couch, weight over the balls of our feet. If you don't know how to keep your knees from going up, in front of your toes, which is bad, the secret is throw your tush back, like you're trying to go poop in the woods without messing your shoes. Let's do this right now. If you want a greater challenge, throw and jump. Want a greater challenge? Give your body the choice to go down even further, and eventually it will, because that's natural, gazing straight ahead. Excellent. And believe it or not, that works all the muscles of the legs and cardiovascular. If you want a greater challenge, let's do leaping lunges. In preparation for leaping lunges, let's first do reverse lunges with the front foot, weight on the heel, rear foot touches the toes. When your coordination is ready, do reverse lunges with the front foot on the toes as well as the rear. When you're ready for a greater challenge, add in a jump. Excellent. Let's do some presses. For the beginning press, you want your elbows against your ribs. Let's start off with a straight line from our shoulders to our knees. When you're ready, a straight line from your shoulders to your feet. When that ceases to be a challenge, we do a planking press. We throw your tush in the air like you just don't care. The elbows at this point are not out 90 degrees, they're out 45 degrees or less. You'll notice I was touching my nose and then staring at my knees. When that ceases to be a challenge, you use a chair against the wall to stabilize it. Put your feet on the chair. Form your hands into fists. Touch your nose and look at your knees. All right. When that ceases to be a challenge, you can start doing handstand push-ups. The first week or month, you might just spend learning how to kick up into a handstand position. The first couple months, you'll be doing partial presses. And eventually your body will develop the strength to do full presses. Third exercise, core and cardio. Start off doing a plank. Walk your knees in, feet in, and walk your knees out. When you're ready, jump in and jump out. The key to not injuring your back is to allow your chest and your shoulders and your arms to support your body weight. When you're ready for a greater challenge, slow it. I assure you that will work both your car as well as your cardio. That brings us to number 4, pulling. If you have no equipment, you can use a desk or a dining room table, as explored in a previous video. You can use door straps or pulling apparatus like the Workhorse or the, what's it called? The Liebert equalizer. Or you can go old school with a doorway bar. If you're using an equalizer or a workhorse, there are 3 variables. Let's always work with our palms pointed towards our face. The first variable are heels under touch. Second variable are heels under knees while planking. Third variable is do a full plank. Very challenging. Okay. If you want to go old school and rely exclusively on a door bar, that's fine. If you can't do a chin-up with your legs in front of you, that's okay. Jump up, lower yourself down. In a few weeks or a few months, you'll be able to do 1 chin-up, and then after that 1 chin-up, you can do jumping chin-ups. A few months later, you'll be able to do 2 chin-ups, followed by jumping chin-ups, and then a few months later, you'll be able to do 3. That's just the way our bodies were engineered or evolved, depending upon your worldview. It never fails to impress me. The body's ability to adapt and improve is mind-boggling. Allow me to demonstrate. L chin-up. Jumping chin-up. There you go. We're going to be using the interval protocol that establishes 10-second break followed by a 20-second work period for 20 rounds or 10 minutes. 10 minutes might not sound like much, but Dr. Tabata discovered he could get profound effects in just 4 minutes. So 10 minutes is a guarantee for both cardiovascular health as well as structural health. Okay, prepare for leaping lunges, not to be confused with leaping lizards. Okay, prepare for pressing. Whoa! Woo! Okay, please prepare for slalom planks. Please prepare for chin-ups. Wow! Okay, welcome to the second circuit. Prepare for jumping lunges. Prepared to press. Please prepare for planking slalom. Shins. Second set. Third circuit, leaping lunges. Pressing. That was exciting. Whew. Okay, slalom planks. Shins. Third circuit. Welcome to the fourth circuit. Let's do some jumping squats. Fourth, press. Planking slalom. Fourth circuit. Shinning. Okay, fifth circuit. Prepare for leaping lunges. Press. Okay. Planking slalom. Lastly, chins. Do give me a moment to move the yoga blanket. As well as the space heater. Okay. If you're out of breath and sweating bullets, that means you got a good workout. Of course, I could tell you about Dr. Tabata's testing protocols, but that doesn't matter. Take your measurements, Work out with me every day for 90 days. Take your measurements again. Notice your results. Take before and after photographs. Compare them. If you look better after 90 days, then you know this works. And of course, your spouse will always notice. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. Wet, wet, wet. Okay. Yesterday, we did a meditation that focused on Vipassana, or the wisdom practice of awareness and letting go. Today, we're going to begin playing with, in addition to that, or I should say prior to that, we're going to play with the Metta, loving kindness practice, that is the union of love and letting go. Love and letting go is going to be our concentration when our mind wanders, and it will. Don't beat yourself up. Don't repress, suppress, or indulge what you feel. Use the Vipassana to explore it. Allow me to guide you through the process. Yesterday I showed you how to sit in the easy pose. And today I'll teach you the Ganesh pose. It's very simple. You just touch your feet together. And there you go. You can put your feet way out in front of you or closer in together, whichever makes you feel more comfortable. Never treat your knees like ball joints. They're hinge joints. Our hips are ball joints. So the secret to thigh mobility lies not in your knees, but in your hips. So do be respectful and gentle with your knees. Allow breath and gravity to do their work. One of my teachers, one of my kind and generous Dharma teachers, translated a prayer from the Gelug tradition. I shall paraphrase it now. By the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and by the truth of cause and effect. Blah, 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 blah. And so that prayer refers is that, yes, 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 it's nice to use mantras. But more often than not, our spiritual growth is just due to karma. If you study certain things and apply them, and learn techniques and apply them, those are the causes for profound results. Likewise, rather than forcing our postures, just relax into them and let gravity and time and impermanence and causality do their work. The first thing we're going to learn when it comes to loving kindness meditation is what I like to call the preparation. You see, love is more than emotion. It is an act of will, intention, or if you like fancy words, volition. It is the will to benefit others. When it's compassion, it sees their challenges and the causes of their challenges, and it wishes to take them away. So don't let anyone lie to you and say, oh, no, no, you must be blind to the sufferings of others. No. Be aware of their sufferings, be aware of their causes, take them away metaphysically. That makes you a great saint. Love sees someone's needs and intends to meet them, if not physically, then at least metaphysically. So the first thing we're going to cultivate before we actually start giving people wisdom or peace or love or joy first thing we're going to explore is just increasing love itself. Love with the intention to benefit others. So our first meditation is we're going to consider the rhetorical question, what are some of the ways I could benefit from loving others? And that's too many syllables. So we're going to reduce this to the 3-syllable paradigm. And on an in-breath, simply ask, how love good, with an implied question mark. And remember what we learned yesterday. Every time we in-breath, we tighten up, and that's when we concentrate. Every time we breathe out, we let go. That's when we release. That's when we relax. So on the in-breath, it's going to be, how love good. On the out-breath, it's going to be releasing. Let's play with that right now. Now we're going to ask the question, what could it feel like to love others? But once again, that's too many syllables. And by the way, these are rhetorical questions. We do not answer them. We simply ask them on the in-breath, silently and mentally, and then release or relax on the out-breath. Just that simple. This is the lazy bastard path to quick enlightenment. Buckle up. So, we reduce to 3 syllables and simply ask, how love feel? Releasing. And on this path, the power comes from the asking of questions, not the finding of answers. Now, it took me many years to learn this. We all have a selfish streak. My first stepfather used to say the basic definition of, if the basic definition of comedy was watching someone slip and fall on a banana peel, then the basic definition of tragedy is me slipping and falling on a banana peel. We are all naturally selfish. A fool pretends he's not selfish, or indulges his selfishness. A wise man harnesses the power of his selfishness and uses its self-serving momentum to feed momentum for love of others, love of many others, and love of all others. It's just a question of capturing momentum and applying momentum. So the next question is, what are the benefits of lovingly striving to meet my needs? Once again, we reduce that to 3 syllables. Why love me? Why love me? Releasing. How is it beneficial, and how is it even possible to love some others in a way that helps to meet their needs more than ever before? Of course, we reduce that to 3 syllables, and so on the in-breath, it's why love some, and on the out-breath, it's releasing. And of course, if you're feeling angry at a moment, or scared of in the moment, you can actually consider the person you're angry about or frightened of, and replace some with the pronoun he or she. Why love him? Releasing. Why love her? Releasing. But if we're not particularly angry or scared in the moment, then just let's deal with the idea of some, which is, basically think of it as people within, 1,000 feet of yourself, your neighborhood. Why love some? Releasing. And now, how's about why love all, releasing? The next is why love each, releasing. And you could ask, what's the difference between all and each? All is kind of like general principles. Each is kind of like making sure no one falls between the floorboards. Or think of it visually. All is like thinking about a sphere of glass, just a shell, a spherical shell of glass. Whereas each could be a solid ball of glass, completely solid, very heavy, very sturdy. So, why love each, releasing. I don't know if you're like me, but when I was a little boy, I used to like cartoons. My favorite thing about the holiday season was watching the animated specials. And who can forget The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, narrated by Boris Karloff. How cool was that? So, the very end of The Grinch, it said his heart grew 3 sizes that day. That's very much what we're doing. Love of self, love of some, love of all, love to each. We're expanding and stretching and strengthening our heart's capacity to give a flying fuck about others. Oh yeah, I said others. So, now that we've done our warm-up concentration, let's relax into the contemplation we learned yesterday. What's seeing, releasing. What hearing, releasing. What feeling, releasing. How could this be funny? Grin with lips, releasing. Noticing, relaxing. We're now going to shift gears to the one-syllable paradigm of this ease. That concludes today's 5-minute guided meditation. I like to conclude my meditation session with a gentle set of geriatric yoga. I like to call, that some people call, untying the heart's knots. Let's sit erect and place our hands behind our tush. Let's open our chest. Gaze before us and twist to the left, while subtly asking, why give wise, releasing? Please reverse. Now to each give wisdom. Back to center. Release the fingers. Place them in your laps. Swing your arms out and overhead. Please bend to the left. Will I give peace, releasing? For wisdom gives birth to peace. Please reverse. Now to each, give great peace. Back to center. Let's make our way into downward facing fetal position. This is also known as child's pose.
Now give to each love for all. Form hands into fists. Place them just above the knees on the floor. Straighten the arms.
Work your way into the seated samurai position. Some people call this the beginning portion of lion's pose. Please lace your hands behind your tush. All right, please drop your head, roll your eyes up, gaze through your eyebrows towards the ceiling. What seeing? Releasing. What hearing? Releasing. What feeling? Releasing. How could this be funny? Grin with lips, releasing. Okay, please release the hands. Please cup your palms, press them together before the upper third of your chest. Please twist to the left. Why give joy? Releasing, for truly love gives birth to joy. Back to center. Relax the shoulders, twist to the right. Now to each give great joy. Back to center. Relax the shoulders. Please make your way into the hands and knees position in preparation for the cat-cow asana. Now to each give comfort. Jaw open, hanging slack. you stand up. Oh, there you go. Okay, weight on the major and minor ball of each foot, knees subtly bent, hips the rest forward, hands laced behind the tush, head bent forward, eyes rolled up, gazing through the eyebrows towards the ceiling, noticing, relaxing. Okay, let's perform Indian-inspired 12-phase sun salutation as described in the links below the video. By this virtue may I now accomplish the spontaneous, habitual, easy, and effective mastery of Buddha's mental yogas, of wisdom, peace, love, and joy, and now lead every living being, without exception, to this ground. May everyone be healthy, wealthy, and happy. May everyone practice skillfully and joyfully. May everyone accomplish Tantric in this life. Whoops, I made a mistake. Let's try this again, folks. Sorry about that. May everyone be healthy, wealthy, and happy. May everyone practice skillfully and joyfully. May everyone accomplish Tantric in this life. And then help many others do likewise. For truly, that is the meaning of life. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's conclude with 2 repetitions of Vietnamese-inspired vows. May I always be cared for throughout all my life by the Buddha of compassion emanating as my kind teacher. And as such may I always enthusiastically and joyfully tread this excellent path praised by the conquerors. Whew! Oh, good night. Well, my friends, I thank you for your time and your kind attention. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Before you go, allow me to remind you, draw your attention to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Oopsie. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Find the thumbs up button. Give that a click. That will reveal 3 social networking buttons. Give those a click. And most importantly, A, in the upper left-hand corner, find the YouTube button. Find the subscribe button. Give that a click. Beyond that, B, find the YouTube button. Give that a click. It'll take you to the, what's it called? Take it to the home page in the bottom left-hand corner. You'll find a tab that reads Manage Subscriptions. Give that bad boy a click. Look up Tantric Sex God 1, or look up Lama Jigne, click the box to the right, and that way you'll be sure to receive email notifications when I upload my next video. One of the links below the video will help you to register for the next series of live weekly webinars. When do they begin? Saturday morning, the 2nd of March. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.